to A Tribe Called Jess, and no, the tribe is all not here. And what a story we are going to tell, and we are going to give them a lot of crap when they get here. But I do have my baby boy Scott back there, my lifer Jeff, who's now back from Fargo and Idaho, Udaho.
Yep,
and I have Juan in studio, and I am so excited he's here. I've been trying to get him on for a while. We've been chatting back and forth. Yes, and if you were an A-Town Sunday Funday fan like myself, best Sunday Funday ever, there will never be another atmosphere and vibe like that one. I swear, not in my lifetime. You know, Juan, he made Sunday Funday everything. Do you miss doing that?
Kind of.
Sometimes. Yeah, we'll get to that, and we're going to tell your story. You have a great story. I didn't know there was all that background to the story, and I'm just really happy you're here. I'm really excited to talk to you and to let you participate, because you're kind of like me, no filter. At least you are with me. Our names finally in lights together, like for real. No. Remember that?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That happened at Capital. I think we were really drunk.
Yeah.
Our name in lights. What a picture we have together. I tried to look for it to post it. I couldn't find it, but we can always throw it up on the website. So Juan and I go back, I think, till about 2013?
Yeah.
And my dog just keeps crawling over him. Anyway, guys, I'm happy that Jeff is back. Frankie and Julio will be here, and they are going to get in big trouble. But I'll let them know. I'll let them tell you where they were. Oh, big trouble. Naughty boys. But anyway, what a week we had. Scott, you went to Nickelback. How was it?
Not too shabby. It was fun.
Not too shabby. Did you get hammered?
What's that even mean? Should I know?
Drunk.
Oh,
drunk,
no,
Scott,
no.
drunk.
I'm responsible. I drink. I don't go all out.
Oh my God, have a little fun, live a little. Come on, you're 25. God,
like
actually, in my 20s, I didn't drink. It was more in my mid 30s. I was a hot mess express.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's cool. Did you play with your big iPad in the parking lot?
I actually didn't bring my Tesla this time. Last time I did.
Oh, you didn't. I remember.
Yes,
and you were like, we had tequila though.
It was exactly. That makes it even better.
See, I listened.
Next time though.
And Jeff, how was Fargo?
It was all right. I don't know if you've ever been to Fargo. It's kind of blah.
Yeah, I saw the movie.
Yeah, it's a lot like that, and I don't know, just not any place I would want to live. Idaho Falls, however, is very
beautiful. Idaho itself, I couldn't live out there because by the time I'm finished 2 paragraphs, they're still asking me the first word. I talk so fast. I'm an East Coaster. For sure.
Yeah, that wasn't the bad part. I mean, it's really pretty. They're a little more country there.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, it was nice. Everybody's very friendly.
Everybody's
like
super
a
nice.
blue collar type city.
Yeah,
not real big, but it was cool.
I was in Coeur d'Alene, I told you, at that house party when I decided to be a rebel and drive Washington State. It was not an orgy. They had like bands and DJs. I'm like, where am I? And it was Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So I don't know how I didn't get murdered when I was younger. I just did random shit. But anyway, I'm glad you're back. I sure did miss you. And what did you do this weekend, Juan? Anything exciting? Any crazy stories?
No, I was just working.
Yeah.
For the past 3 days. Like, I had long drives and stuff.
Yeah. Well, okay. Come on, we need a little excitement.
I had to drive like a total of like 30 hours.
Oh my God.
That's like 3 days. So,
oh wow. Wow. That's a lot. Well, I went to Flash, and as you can see, I'm wearing the Tribe Called Jess tank. We're going to be selling them.
One.
Yeah, these are actually longer, but you know me, I never wear a whole shirt. One day I will. But we have other merchandise sold out of the hats, and when Frankie and Julio decide to show up, they'll have their hats on. And you can see them. And I've gotten requests for hoodies. So anyway, we go out. It was me, Julio, my cousin, and her man, and our friend Tom. And we just had a blast. We had a table, and we all wore our Tribe Called Jess stuff. And at first, everybody thought it was a bachelorette party, Jeff. They were like, who's getting married? Is that Jess? Is she getting married? I'm like, I'd rather die. And so, yeah, but we got a lot of people coming up and talking to us. The DJ was great, Coco and Breezy, New Android Sundown Party. So it was very cool. I promise you it was way cooler than Nickelback, Scott. You should have come.
Boo.
Way cooler. I was dancing on my table, not in a stripper sense, because I don't, that's not even in me. Just dancing away. We were having a good old time. And then it was really funny because my cousin always pushes me. She's like, you need to date. You need to date. And I'm like, yeah, no, like I'm not good at men. So finally I see a guy that's cute. And you guys all know I have a sneaker obsession. Well, this one had the bad sneakers, but he looked like the really funny, cool, hot guy. And then that guy that was hot but looked douchey had really good sneakers. And I'm like, I can't win. I'm not saying hi to either. So anyway, Jeff, any comment? At least I found a guy I thought was cute.
No, I'm not a sneaker guy. And I think that anybody that is a sneaker guy needs to blow up.
No, I have an obsession with male sneakers. Are you kidding? I love them. I love them. I have since I was a kid. I think everybody's obsessed with sneakers a bit. Not
me
you
at all.
Scott, are you a sneaker person?
Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff.
Like what?
I don't know, Yeezys, Jordans.
My kid had an obsession with Yeezys. God, I think he had like 15. It was ridiculous, but he never asked for anything. So that's what he asked for. So that's what I would buy him. Juan, what about you?
I do, but I don't wear them.
You don't wear them?
I don't wear them either.
What do you do with them?
Just keep them.
Keep them. Yeah, smart. eBay. One day eBay, guys. But anyway, Flash was so awesome. It was really a good time and really fun to have people come talk about the show, what it was about. And I hope they're tuning in tonight now that Frankie and Julio are late, because they're in big trouble. I want to sell them out so bad right now, but I love them. I do love them, and it's rare they're late. Oh God,
Is that Frankie?
it might be Frankie.
Not yet. We may have another caller. We'll see.
Oh, so another thing is Jeff stepping away. I really wanted him to hear this story. So it's okay, Scott, you can participate. I was in CVS this weekend and, or no, last week. Sorry. I lost my train of thought because Jeff got up. And so I had to get something and I was at the self-checkout and it wasn't taking, I don't even care about coupons except for CVS. And it wasn't taking one of my coupons. So she clears everything and takes me over to the register. And during my time there, as she's fixing it, she gets a call and she's like, no, ma'am, we don't have Walmart gift certificates at CVS. And I'm like, people ask the weirdest crap because why would you, right? Competing store. And she goes, I get the strangest questions, especially about the Plan B. And of course that caught my attention immediately. And I'm like, you know, the after sex drug?
Wow.
And she's like, yeah. And I was like, well, what did they ask? And she had a group of girls come in one day and they're all upset, very upset. And they were like, do you think it'll work, ma'am? And I'm
joking. Like, wow.
So wait, the cashier at CVS is supposed to tell you if your Plan B is working or not. And I'm just like, how about you don't have sex if you're that worried?
Yeah, that's scary.
Right? Like, who would ask that? Do you think it would work?
Wow.
I was dying. I
Kids
rolled
these days.
The kids. Adults are the worst offenders.
Oh, that's crazy.
I thought that was a funny story, so I thought I'd share. And then, did you guys see that Simone Biles won like her 8th title?
I did not, but that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Wow.
Do you know who Simone Biles is?
Yeah, the gymnastic?
Yeah. She won like her 8th title. She did that vault, and if she does it internationally, she'll have it named after her.
Wow.
So that's really cool. And then, let's see, what else did I see? Have you guys heard of this guy, Harry Mack?
Can't say I have.
I know Harry Styles.
Oh, me too.
Okay, very different. So, but fair, still in the same realm of music, right? So Harry Mack, somebody introduced me to him, my friend. Supposedly, and I watched the TikToks. You guys got to look him up. So they're like, he's like kind of the next Eminem. I'm like, since we were talking about Eminem and I said he was GOAT last week with his new song, especially. And so I went and listened. So basically he's on the street, gets 3 or 4 words from people and then puts together a whole rap. And he does sound very similar to Eminem.
Dang, I'll have to look him up. That's cool.
No, totally look him up. I mean, he can spit. He was in D.C. Kids were taking pictures at the Lincoln Memorial. And they gave him like 5 words. And this rap was sick. I mean, he was just spit like on the fly. And I'm just like, So it was impressive. I would like to see what happens with him. So.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. You know. Okay, Juan. So I know Juan was like, I was like, are you nervous? He's like, a little bit. Why are you nervous? Don't be nervous.
Only millions are watching.
Millions. My millions of followers are watching. Hey, you got to start somewhere to get to the top. But so Juan, we talked a little. I wanted to hear your backstory. I had you send me a bio because I do like to know more than, hey, you were at A-Town and yeah, we partied together, and we always have good chats when I see you. And you know I adore you. But your story was actually very cool. You were born in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And you came here because you almost died. And I want to say something to do with a head. You needed head surgery?
I needed a water tube from my head to my stomach.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I needed like some sort of water flow in my body or else.
Yeah. And so they could only do it here?
Yeah, because they had the best doctors here. So
yeah, obviously. I get that. Wow. That's a story. And so then you ended up, did you come to DC for that surgery? Is that how you ended up in this area? Yeah,
we had to apply for a visa first and then be able to come here ASAP.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I'm glad you survived because we love you. And you're a hoot. You are a hoot. I know it's nerve-wracking first time on mic, and but I know you can let loose. You can make fun of me in a little bit when we talk about the things I did tell you we're going to talk about. So then grew up in Falls Church, and you told me, but you consider yourself more like an Arlington resident, and that's where I know you. You're always out in Arlington.
Yeah.
I see you out at Pamplona a lot.
That's like my home.
That's like your home?
Yeah.
I love Pamplona. It's awesome. And Dre's there, right?
Yeah, the crazy one, yes. He's always there. He's always drunk, yelling at people.
I love it. I used to be too. I can relate. And I saw Johnny there the other night when I was in there.
Which Johnny?
Last name's fleeting, and I wouldn't say his last name on air. Bartender?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With the glasses?
Yes.
Yeah.
So funny story about Johnny. And it took me a second because he was so young when I first met him. I first met Johnny in 2009 when we were all in the mortgage business. Mortgage business was going up and down because of the 2008 crash. And we would all go get hammered like on a Tuesday. And he's like, y'all are wild. And then he did some, I think, mortgage work at the time as well. So he's awesome. I happened to run into him on Friday when I was out with the girls. I stopped by Pamplona and then went over to Bronson, actually. I had Oshi with me. So that was cool. So you ended up leaving. You said one thing I like that you said, you were like, I was never bullied in school, which I think,
Nope.
No, never. Which is kind of cool because I think you hear the opposite. Like I was definitely bullied in school a bit. And so, that's nice to hear a good humanized side of the other side of that story where someone says, oh, I wasn't bullied. And then you said you left high school and you went in the carnival. I want to hear about this.
It was like during my junior year where I was like, I had nothing to do. I was just playing games at home all day.
What about school?
Oh, yeah. That, but like I just needed a job, so like that's when like Craigslist was popping up as a brand new thing. So I just started searching for weird jobs that I could do to make easy money real quick and stuff like that. So I saw an ad for a carnival for a traveling circus, so I just like hit them up, and then like I ran during the summer, so I went with them to like a lot of like all these famous like
state fairs like
New York, New Jersey.
Oh wow,
Minnesota.
That's
Wisconsin.
really
yeah. That's cool.
That's very cool. And what did you do there? Like, what did you do?
I did a lot of magic tricks and like, then I learned how to do like a lot of fire stuff, like fire eating, fire breathing, fire spinning, like all these.
What magic tricks did you do? I should have known that. I would have had you do one on the air.
Like I chains getting locked up and then trying to escape like within like 2 seconds, and then
was that freaky?
No, it was weird at first, but it's easy to learn and then master it after a while.
Oh my God, that's insane. And what about fire eating?
It only took like a couple days.
Like what? Okay, can you give that away or not? Because I think that's cool. Does it hurt?
No, it doesn't. It hurts in the beginning if you don't know.
Oh God!
So it's a learning process of pain.
Yeah, like they were trying to teach me how to sword swallow, but I'm like, nah.
What is that?
Sword swallow, like
swallowing
swallowing a sword.
Oh,
Stop
that
it.
was good.
That was. Did you hear him? Do you hear the harassment? Say it again, Jeff, so he can hear the harassment I take.
What?
Jess knows how to sword swallow.
Oh,
Dirty.
definitely.
Oh, what's that mean?
I love him. Perfect guest. See, I like the harassment. I love it. No, I wouldn't sword swallow. I have seen that, and I'm like, how the hell do people do that shit? So then, all right. So we know. Let's fast forward a little bit. You were at A-Town when I met you. I think I think we met there first, and then we.
Yeah, and then Capital.
Capital, yeah. And tell us how you got that job, because I find that very interesting.
Like after I got home from traveling, and then I was.
Look at them at the door. Oh dear God. Hot mess. All right, so I want to hear this. Go ahead, keep going.
So when I came back, I went back to Craigslist and tried to find more jobs. And then I saw an ad from Scott Parker looking for a leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day when A-Town was so new.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
I just hit him up, and then like we met, like it was only 2 miles away. So like we met halfway, and then like we connected, and then like after I did the first holiday, and then like I keep coming every Sunday just to hang out and stuff, and then like and then one day there was a costume in the back, so like they're like, Juan, you can wear this. I'm like, okay, and then like just get on some shoulders and let's do like let's test out like a bottle run, and then like because I think it was Milos that saw the costume and gave the idea. And then like that's
how it started.
Yeah, and then people went crazy for it.
They wanted pictures. Like, so you're a local celebrity. I mean, I know you, but you're a local celebrity, and obviously also best friends with Scott still, right?
Yeah,
you guys are super close, and you told me before you still work with Scott, and I think that's awesome. But you legit were a local celebrity. Oh God! And here is the tribe. I hope you're all seeing this. Oh God! Let me finish talking. Oh no! Oh God! It's gone crazy. Sit in your seat now. You're already in deep shit with me. Yeah, you're in trouble. So let me finish up one before I go at you two for being naughty boys. Naughty. I'm very upset with you.
I'm upset with
but I have to laugh. All right, so you were a local celebrity. I remember going into A-Town, and I mean, the little bit that I get like now from this little following I have, I get so uncomfortable. So I can't imagine being you, because people wanted pictures with you. And did they ask you for your autograph?
No,
just constant pictures though.
Yeah, just photos.
I remember being there and just constant photos. And so right now you're working with Scott again.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know Scott, he owns restaurants and a lot of business endeavors, big entrepreneur in the DMV and other places now I see. So that's really good. And glad you guys stuck together. I love seeing the post and the friendship between you two. I think that's really awesome. And so what's next for you?
So he's planning on moving to Miami, to Tampa soon. So I probably will move with him, and then just continue to work for him.
That's awesome. Well, you're gonna leave it. I'm moving to Miami hopefully in March, so we'll all be Floridians.
Yeah.
I get connections in Tampa.
Oh God.
Woo!
Just hit me up.
And let me ask you this
hit
real
me
quick,
up when you're
Juan,
down there.
because sometimes I mother you. Did you ever get your degree yet?
No, I dropped out.
Why?
Because I was too into A-Town, so I just dropped.
I don't blame you. I get it.
I was just way into it, so I just dropped out. I couldn't.
Did you hear that? Scott Parker is your fault. He dropped out.
No, it's not. Shut up.
That's what I heard.
Leave Scott alone.
He said Scott Parker is your fault.
Frankie, you have no room to talk about anyone. All right, let's get this show on the road. Where were you, Frankie?
Who's Frankie?
Frank the Tank.
Frank the
Now
Tank
I have
in the house.
Oh God. Hot Mess Express. Where were you all day, Julio and Frankie?
I was driving.
Are you mic'd?
Am I mic'd?
Oh, there we go. I can hear you a
there we
little better now. Were we at a
I was in
strip club?
I was in a promo run tonight,
We were celebrating life.
and I think I'm about 10 drinks too far in.
Oh fuck!
I rushed down here, Jessica. I'm sorry,
Did the
but
promo go well?
Frankie
well, what
Diaz couldn't make it. Frank the Tank in that house.
And how many subscribers did you get for this lateness? We have a guest. That's A, our friend. B, and this is our thing. I'm so upset with you, Frankie. Were the tits and ass worth it?
Juan can't be upset because
Juan's not upset. He doesn't care.
every time I saw him, he was blacked out.
Juan, did you get
am I wrong, Juan? Am I wrong, Juan?
What?
Every time I saw you, you were blacked out.
No.
What? Hold on.
I don't drink, man.
Hold on. Back in the day, all of us were blacked out, so nobody has
That's
room
what
to
I'm
talk.
saying. Like,
Nobody.
Yeah, what's your best friend, Jonathan?
Oh, Johnny V. In the house.
Johnny V in the house. All right, no one knows who Johnny is, so we can't go there. But anyway, Juan, I love your story. I'm super excited to see where you go. I adore you, and I want to hear your input. And please harass these two.
Time out. Didn't I say he was supposed to bring flip flops?
I already told him that. I already told him that.
No free feet pics.
Hey, Juan.
What?
My eyes are up here.
Oh God. And and I think also I want to plug. Please bring back A-Town. I miss it so much.
Oh, yeah.
There'll never be a vibe. The thing is there's a lot of good Sunday fun days, but if you were a part of that, what was it, 2013, 14?
Till
15,
18.
till 18, yeah.
That was like a 5-year run, right?
Yeah.
Almost 6.
It was because I used to go when it was Caribbean Breeze. Do you remember when it was Caribbean Breeze?
No.
I used to go before. So, and
I
it wasn't.
I wasn't an alcoholic back then.
Really, obviously, you've changed.
No,
You've
but
strived to
A-Town,
great levels.
whatever-
A-Town was a vibe. I mean, it was a vibe. And it not only was it a vibe, whenever those people, that same crowd, to some level is all in the same place, like once in a blue moon, everybody comes out and shows out. It's still that vibe. So it's that crowd, but it was also just how they did everything. I think to me, and I could be wrong because my memory's bad, but Juan and Scott and everybody that went into creating that vibe, that was the first time bottles I really felt were served in that way. You didn't see all that shit prior to A-Town. I didn't even remember seeing it in DC. I could be wrong. I mean, they brought the bucket to your table, and so was that. And the pretty girls were there. And then it became a production. But I feel the first one I ever saw was Juan. And that's something to take credit for. Do you agree, Juan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you usually see it in Vegas, but you don't see it around here.
Exactly.
Or Miami.
I said that to somebody today. I was like, that's what you saw in Vegas. That's what you saw in Miami, but nobody had done it here. And the way they did it with you, I mean, it became not just costumes, it became props. The raft I posted today of you coming out, the ski shoots, it was just, it's such a vibe. I miss it. And I love that crowd.
And the thing is that they made everybody feel special. It wasn't like you had to be a ball or popping all this.
No, it was all good.
Shit. It was like they made you feel like you were special.
Do you feel special, Frank? Oh,
I felt special.
You felt special.
I mean,
Okay.
when Juan was coming
I'm sure
out,
they give a fuck.
When Juan was coming out there in
Shut up.
that raft, it was like,
Frankie, shut the fuck up.
that's for me.
If we don't know Frank the Tank, if Frankie's not here tonight, Frank the Tank's here. So we're going to move on, and I am going to just go with this and see what comes out of his mouth.
You send me on a promo tour, and then you judge me.
When's that shirt start getting unbuttoned?
He wanted to make Juan feel more comfortable, so he was like, I'm going to show up how I was
Oh,
at A-Town.
yeah.
A-Town, right. I'm
Fuck
sure.
all.
All right, Scott, since I want them to get it together.
Yes.
I know we do a little bit of Ask Jess. And this has become like a thing, and I'm going to revise and do some cool new segments coming up because I always want the show to feel new and fresh.
Yeah.
But go ahead and ask me something and let them get it together.
So,
Oh,
my
God.
questions is it's a little weird. Not really.
Oh, God.
I'm not asking because I want to know. I'm asking more for the content. But do you like to give or receive hickeys more, and are they acceptable these days?
Wow. Hold up, are we fucking 12 years old?
I'm just curious. Asking for a friend. Asking for a friend.
Gross.
What was the question?
Do you like to give or receive hickeys
He's
more?
asking me.
And are they acceptable these days?
First of all,
Where's the big bang?
receive or give.
What are you, 14?
Fucking gross. That's so,
really?
Yes, that's so gross. Why? Okay, I'll tell you a story.
Okay, no, this is good.
My ex,
Are they actually gross?
my ex's,
Are they, Frankie?
What are you, 12 years old?
Oh my god!
my ex's
Frankie,
daughter.
You look sweet, so.
My ex's daughter, when she is now 28, I think. My ex-husband's daughter. And she's now 28, and I helped raise her. And one of her friends came over. I'll never forget when they were young. And we weren't together. I think I was over there getting Nico. And she shows up, and she comes in the house, and she has a hickey on her neck. And I'm like, you can walk right back out of here. And when the hickey's gone, you can come back. And they were like, she's like, why? I was like, that just speaks trash, and I'm not having trash in my house.
Wow.
And she's like, but you're the cool mom. I said, not about that shit. I think that's gross. I think it's just gross.
Let me rephrase my question. So, once upon a time, would it be give or receive?
It sounds like she likes to give them. She likes to give them.
I don't.
You like to receive them?
I can be a biter sometimes, but I don't give hickeys.
What about you, Frankie? If you had to choose one.
Give me all the hickeys in the world.
Oh, he was hating on him a minute
Juan,
ago.
do you
No, I
like
wasn't.
hickeys?
So-
Let's ask Juan. Hold on. Let's ask Juan because I want him to participate.
I don't fuck with that.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. What about you, Julio?
I'll take a hickey any day.
Real? Why?
I don't know.
It's fun.
What?
It's
Wait,
kinda
hold
scary.
on. Okay,
Can I
I'm
tell a quick story?
Is
go
it
for
going to
it.
be quick or are you going to be
Quick,
drawn
like
out?
fucking 30 seconds.
All right, let's hear it.
Quick,
So
giving a hickey.
I used to live in Lorton, right? And I lived a few minutes away from the strip club. And I used to
feel
pay,
like
I
there's
used to pay the stripper to be like, here, let's do an hour. Suck the S out of me.
All right, what are we talking? Wait, what are we talking?
Hickeys.
Where's this going,
Hickeys.
Jeff?
She would like suck every part of my
Oh, God.
fucking neck and chest out of me. The next day I would wake up with like 20 hickeys all over me.
Yeah, see?
So gross. Why? All right, Scott. So these two aside, because they're talking, I can't. Why do you like, or do you give or get?
As long as it's not publicly noticeable. You're right. I think it's trashy if you can see it.
Yeah.
But if like somebody can't tell and it's casual, why not? That's fun.
No, I was like, tag me, I'm single.
But if
If you're single, like tag me.
Like, hold on. I
Suck
gotta pick
as
up
hard as you can. Label me.
Okay.
But what does that do for you the next day?
It's
Anyway,
rewarding, isn't it? I don't know.
I don't know. Bite. I mean,
But
I
that's
can
like
be a
saying,
biter.
that's like saying when you drink.
But I don't
what does
like
it do
leaving
for
a
me the
mark.
next day?
So have you gave more or got more in your life career?
I won't let
Gotten
you mean
more,
my
gotten more.
makeout sex career.
Gotten more.
Oh my God.
Since middle school,
No.
makeout sessions, how many hickeys?
I didn't like them. And when guys would start to get, like, if you're making out and start, even as a teenager, I'm not saying I didn't get one.
Yeah.
Maybe like, and even when you had the curling iron back in the day and it burnt your neck,
yeah,
which I actually did that this year with my
Excuses,
straightener.
yeah.
I was so embarrassed. Like, so I just always thought it was like tacky.
I
Interesting.
know I had so many curl iron burns on my neck.
That's a good excuse. Got to remember that.
All right, Frankie, what's your first question?
Okay, let me see if I remember.
I had to ask you the questions because you're so messed up
Frank,
now.
Don't call me Frankie. Frank the Tank in the house.
Frank the Tank and the, oh boy, you see
This
this
is a good one. This is a good one. You ready?
Right.
This is a good question. What's better? A female bestie or a male bestie?
Oh, I like that.
Right now, a female bestie because they go to a strip club and get drunk all day
jealous
and late for the
much?
show. Jealous much? No. I like strip. I mean, strip clubs. I've told you they don't bother me.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there because I wanted to. It was
when
promotion.
in 2052, if I'm still alive, I finally have a date.
So what's best, a male or a female bestie?
I think, I mean, if I'm answering honest, it's just different, right? My relationships between women, they're just so, women bond in a certain way and they're deep in the way you speak to your women. For me, I am such a masculine person in a lot of ways, meaning my personality, that a lot of times the girlfriends I'm close with get me 100% and I'm super tight with them. But it's easier sometimes with me with guys because I am so masculine in a lot of ways. They understand me a little more and I can kind of be myself in that way. But So both. I can't. That's a tough question to answer. I can't.
Look at my eyes when you answer the question.
I'm gonna.
Male or female?
My girlfriends wouldn't be late for the podcast.
Look at my eyes. You're not looking at me. I said female or male, bestie.
Well, you are like a girl, so female. Female.
Wow.
My emo bestie over here. Who's gonna call me tomorrow? Jessica, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. All right, Julio, what do you got for me?
Oh, question. Oh, that's right. So, I was watching like a TikTok, one of the TikToks.
The TikToks.
And this guy was talking about his, top 5 hall passes. So like people that his girlfriend has given him permission to sleep.
Oh yeah, you did prep me a little for this one because I had to.
So Jess, what are your top 5?
Oh,
aside from Brad Pitt, Travis Kelce, and Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny was only honorable mention on this list. I just want you to know.
Jessica, I'm drunk, but don't offend me like that.
oh,
Don't offend me like that.
He was honorable mention.
Bad Bunny should not be honorable mention.
Only because when I. At the end of the day,
who was the one translating the song?
Excuse me, I think they said
from Spanish to English.
Google.
And it's gonna be honorable mention, really? But you were translating?
Yeah, well, he's hot.
Exactly.
But he's young. Let's see. So, Brad Pitt would be number 1, and the reason I say Brad Pitt is because it's been we've been in a long relationship together.
Because he would put a baby in you.
I don't like Brad Pitt's character. I actually like Brad Pitt, as to where a lot of these guys, it's their characters that I'm attracted to.
It's their heart.
One of them would be Bradley Cooper.
okay.
He's a Philly boy. I like Northern boys. They're just a different kind of tough. And then like Philly girl. So. And he grew up near me.
What about like George Clooney? I love him.
No, I don't like
old.
older men.
George Clooney's like a grandfather.
I was looking.
Sugar daddy.
He's a grandfather.
Sugar daddy.
Shush. Julio prepped me a little for this, so I look up guys I think are hot. I'm like, I feel like a fucking pervert. These kids were like 28, 29, and I'm like, I like younger, but. Okay, like I felt like so terrible. One of them was your age. I'm like, oh my God, Jessica.
If it works, it works.
Yeah, but here I think like I act like mature over here, work and mom, and then the rest of me is like, I'm 18. And I'm like, oh my God, these kids, like the one was the guy from the After series, the After movies. He's hot, but Bradley Cooper would be one. I think a lot of hockey players are hot. Oh my God, I sweat hockey players, and some of them are local to here, so I won't say their names because I love their wives too. I follow them on Instagram, but they're so damn hot. Like, they're just hot. One of them is another one I picked. Hold on, another one I picked was Shamar Moore. Remember him?
Oh, from Criminal Minds.
Yeah,
Criminal Minds, and then SWAT.
Yeah, SWAT.
SWAT.
Oh yeah,
He's hot, dude. He's sexy.
Hey, do you remember the man crush I told you?
No, Henry something.
Oh, really? You gotta play me like that?
Henry, I don't remember.
Henry Cavill, Mr. Superman.
Yeah, Superman. I mean, he's hot.
Oh, really?
He's hot.
Wow.
Bradley Cooper, if we're taking Brad Pitt and Travis Kelce off the table, Bradley, and I really would want to bang his character in Hangover and his character in Silver Linings Playbook. But so yeah, that would be it.
It's the best 3. You said Bradley Cooper,
he said beside
Brad Pitt,
Shamar Moore,
Kelce, and what's the 5th?
the Letang hockey player guy. What's his first name? Does anybody know?
Chris Letang.
Yeah, Chris Letang. He's hot. He's young though, I think.
Who does he play for?
Oilers, I think. Am I wrong on
I'm
that?
not sure.
I can't remember.
Bang.
Jeff, is he hot? Does he have like Sarah?
Oh yeah.
Jeff, how sexy is his hair?
Yeah, he has good hair.
Not as good as mine.
Not as good as Jeff.
Never.
So Juan, Jeff gets very sensitive about his hair because he has a full head of hair. So I really
we can't cut to him tonight. He said.
Oh yeah, well, because he's not all gelled up.
Yeah,
he doesn't have it all. I get it. If I look like not my this.
If you look this bad, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I do look that bad. I scare myself. Every morning.
Well, it's time for my follow-up question.
Yeah, he's all right.
All right, give me your follow-up.
You ready, Jessica?
I'm ready.
And his hair definitely is not as good as mine.
Jessica, question.
Frankie, I might kill you tomorrow. Yes.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
So if you're dating someone and your man has a bestie who's a female, how would you feel about that?
That's tough. That's tough.
Keep it real. Be honest.
Juan,
Yeah.
if you were dating someone and your girl had a guy
Bestie,
best friend,
male friend.
would you be?
It depends.
Yeah.
If he's like gay, I don't care. But
That's fair. I mean,
if he's like a straight up, I don't know, player, then no.
You're like, if he's
Yeah.
a mandingo.
It could be risky.
You're like, if he's a mandingo, no.
this is kind of hard for me. So because I have about 4 close guy friends, and we're like tight, and I know better. But on the flip side of that, I also know women. So, a lot of times, and not me, because I've had these friendships for a long, long time. And I think age comes into play there, right? Like being my age and having them for so long. I can say it would make me uncomfortable to a point. I know what happens to sometimes with women when their best friends now get girlfriends, especially when they're younger. All of a sudden, they now like their best friend when they didn't like them for years. So I've seen that happen. So it's a tough call for me to answer. I'm going to go with, I want them to remain friends because I know how I am with my guy friends, but a conversation would have to be had because it's not comfortable as a female. I can say that. And on the flip side of that, I know I would have to have conversations about my male friendships, right? Because I get that that's not comfortable. They don't know them. They don't know Frankie and the other 4 of them. So yeah, that's tough, man.
4. Yeah.
Well, I have our close friend group where we all hang out. And we've hung out for years.
So you would limit the friendship? Would you change it? Would you be like, hey, don't call me after 10?
Oh,
Like, I'll call you, but I
Nothing good
can't
happens.
confess
I think we had this
everything.
conversation, Frankie. I said, when you get a proper girlfriend, I would.
oh.
Okay, and
Is that
I quote,
When?
she said, your girlfriend better like me or I'll kill her.
I
I quote,
I 100% said that, and I can play the voice clip where I said it. I'm like, and your fucking girlfriend better like me or I'll kill her.
Exactly.
It's exactly how I said it.
Exactly.
But in a serious conversation that Frankie and I had, I said, once you have a proper girlfriend, because I know you'll get one,
Someday.
I absolutely respect and honor that relationship and honor that she doesn't know me. And I'm not exactly the girl you want to meet when you're somebody's girlfriend a lot of times. So I get that, and I'd respect boundaries, and that's fair. I mean, it's fair. I want him to be happy. And if that means changing the friendship, so a little bit. But that doesn't mean we won't always be there for each other. Just like Jeff. Jeff would tell you, we both had partners throughout the year, and we respect that, and we remain friends 25 years. So... Jeff,
you wouldn't be texting her at 1 a.m. I need to talk to you.
Jess? No.
No, not when we're
I only
in
text
relationship.
people 1 a.m. if I put it in their butt before. So I call Scott all the time.
Oh, God. Luckily that's before 1, but yeah.
Just kidding.
And Juan was afraid if he's like, can I curse on here? And I'm like, you can say whatever you want.
Is that what you call analog?
Actually,
calling?
Calling. Oh, shit. Frank the Tank, you are a little bit funny.
I am drunk as F.
Speaking of that,
confess.
you guys were going to tell me what's the difference between friends with benefits
got
and
it.
safe dick.
I have it written down to say.
I brought my notepad.
All right.
Yeah.
Come over here and sit in my lap and I'll
So
tell
which
you
one
the
is that?
difference.
Wow.
Frankie.
So what would that be an example of?
Jesus Christ.
Like,
All right.
like, what was that rap song? It ain't safe, it ain't safe.
Oh yeah, it ain't safe. It ain't safe. Is that who is that? Yeah.
I think it's like
G-Eazy?
It was one of his
Easy G,
golden.
Easy
Yeah,
G,
G-Eazy.
Easy G.
Yeah.
Oh, God. This is
Juan,
entertaining.
Don't be scared, Juan.
I think
all
Juan's
good.
just like,
One's like it ain't safe.
just
it
sit
ain't
over
safe.
there,
Hey,
bro.
it's payback from when you were all drunk all those times at 8-10.
I'll leave him be. I'm going to mess you up.
I didn't drink back then.
Leave him be. Hey, I mean it. So anyway, To answer your question, friends with benefits versus safe dick. So I had to like circle around my thoughts and go, okay, how do I explain this? So friends with benefits is someone that's here. You have a conversation. You guys hook up when it's convenient, yada, yada. Not something I would ever do again. It never ends well. Safe dick's kind of a person that you don't see all the time, right? They might live here. They might not. They may. But you don't run into each other often. But you know, when you do run into them, if you are both single, that you will hook up and it is safe to do so. But they're not at like a friends with benefit type relationship. Okay. And I've had both in the past. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so-and-so's here, and you know you've hooked up in the past, so and it could be a couple years, but if you're both single, yeah, it's safe. You know it's good.
Jess,
might as well.
Since Scotty asked that, does he have friends with benefit or safe dick?
Who?
Safe.
I don't have either.
No, I'm talking about Scotty.
He asked the question. Scotty, yeah. Do you have friends with benefits or safe? Or do you give someone some safe dick?
Dick is more of a happy term. Friends with benefits sounds negative to me. Does it? I don't know.
Friends with bennies, though, to me is a totally different situation.
Yeah.
But does it have a negative connotation or no?
No, I don't think it.
Okay.
I think the younger you are, people think like, oh, that's hoish, that's this.
Exactly.
No,
Negative connotation.
So, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Look, I'll always go back. Sex is a human thing. I mean, absolutely. I told you, I'm way past that stage in my life where I'm hoeing it out. But, and I want meaningful sex. However, sex is sex. It's like eating. It's part of human nature. Only religion has made sex this awful, awful thing, and yada yada. So, and I believe in God too. It's not that, but that's a religious thing.
It's funny you mentioned the word eating. When I used to work construction,
oh Jesus!
When I used to work construction, my coworkers would be like,
I'm afraid.
If you're old enough to serve the table, you're old enough to eat.
Are we talking about sex still?
Yeah, I was 18
That's
years
good
old.
advice.
I was
Did you
18
take
years
it?
old when they told me that.
Yeah.
All right, so why I have Frankie really drunk before he starts to sober up, and then we'll get into our serious subjects, because I asked on Facebook, got some crazy feedback. I mean, good feedback. I shouldn't say crazy. Frankie, did you get on a dating app?
I did. I got on Hinge.
Oh, don't you have to pay for
big.
that?
He paid.
Okay.
Damn, Frankie's going all out.
No. So I didn't pay, but they want me to pay.
Oh.
It's like, guess who likes you? Pay and they'll let you know.
Oh, that's how they get you.
Like,
Haven't you been on them, Scott? Do they make you can't see who likes you? They just have to message you.
Hinge
is that the
is
deal?
like the top-notch one, and you have to pay.
Hinge is not top. The league is $399 a month. $399 a month. I'm
Hinge
tempted.
is like $40 a month, but you're right. Yeah.
$399.
Yeah, it's like $24.99.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll tell you what.
Exactly.
I'll tell you why I hate these apps.
Yeah, but if you pay by the month, it's cheaper.
But I tell you, Jess, you know why I don't like these apps?
I'm going to tell you what happened to me.
I'm gonna tell
the
you
universe is telling me not to date.
I don't like these apps because obviously I'm 46 years old, right?
Damn.
So I put that in my bio. And then
What's your age range at?
Oh wait, I had to lower mine.
My range would be like,
I got on one,
like
guys.
22 to 27. Because these 40 plus women, I'm like, yo, you too old.
Aww.
Like I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. It makes me think of that 80s rap song Lottie Dottie with Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh. Can I say the lyrics?
Go ahead.
It says, and when you're wrinkled pussy, I can't be
my
your lover.
God. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. So Frankie's on Hinge, but not going to pay. Cheap ass. Just do it. So I was like, okay, I have got to get on a dating app, especially after my little improvement that's happening in November. So I was like, I'm going to do it. And I speak to it all the time. So I got to know what it is. And I looked at the league, and it's like for $399 a month. You can do a little cheaper. I was like, I don't even know if I like the dating app. So I go,
no, it's $399, not 6 months, I think.
This is hilarious. Oh, I don't know. So I go and I'm like, F it. I'm going to go with Old Faithful. Never been on a dating app in my life. The Tinders, right?
The Tinders.
First of all,
proven.
I messed it up. Then I log out and can't figure out how to log back in. Okay. So it goes all night. And then I was busy with work and then finishing writing the show. Right. So I finally get back into the Tinders. And well, I'm looking at all this crap I don't know how to use. And I didn't know you set the age. So here's this guy that could be my grandfather risen from the dead. Hold on. And I thought you just went like this to get rid of them. Well, I accidentally went, oh, shit. And then I see him in the little inbox thing. So I was like, how do I get rid of it? Damn. Then I went in and changed my dating range from like 28 to, or no, I'm sorry. Oh, did I? I might have put 28 to like 40, 53. I was very nice because I knew that's some cool. I don't want older men, but I'll at this point.
Might as well look at them.
I need to, yeah.
No, hey.
At this point, I need to try.
Jessica.
At this time, we need to be realistic.
You remember what you said to me? I
get asked out by 29-year-olds all the time. The problem is they just want to bang, and I don't want to do that. So.
Yo, Jessica,
but at least they'll buy me dinner realistic. First.
Scotty, Jessica texts me. Jessica texts me. She's like, okay, I signed up, I logged out, but I'm not sure if I'm still in or not. So I don't know if you can see me. I don't know what I did.
So I logged out again, and I'm like, this is the universe's sign to tell me that just don't even bother. Don't even bother. It's not worth it. I don't know, but I might go. Yeah, I'll go. So I changed the range from like, I want to say I meant to move it up to 35 to 53. And so fair.
What about you, Juan?
Would you ever meet up with somebody out of curiosity?
I'll probably have all of you follow me. I'm going to get murdered like ID channel.
I don't know if I could ever meet up with them, but.
Meet up with, wait, what?
Like somebody I swipe up on Tinder. I don't have the balls for that. Do you?
If it was a proper date, but if I thought, I mean, I'm pretty good about reading people.
Yeah.
If I thought they just wanted to bang, I'm not doing it. No. Yeah. I mean, they can swipe on the next girl that will fuck.
I'm not even gonna lie. I've done it a few times, and everybody who likes me are like threes.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
And I'm like,
but not the stripper.
And I'm like, I'm such a loser.
Oh, stop it.
Stop. I'm never gonna date these women. They're like threes.
It happens.
I'm not lying. It's true. Well, confessions of a.
Well, if you were in the
confessions
gym,
of a dating.
If you were in the gym and concentrating instead of getting drunk at a fucking strip club.
Oh, I saw Julio posting some gym pics.
Oh yeah.
What happened to you today? This one was in the hospital this morning. If you notice, half his face. Look at half his face.
It's numb.
We have half of Julio.
What? You got stoned?
No, he got the. Can I say?
Yeah.
He has. So Frankie calls me. He's like, we might have to cancel a show tonight. So I'm hitting up Juan to like stand by, and so he's telling me what's wrong with him. They're at the hospital, and I'm like, that's Bell's palsy for sure. If he doesn't have any other signs, so yeah, it was Bell's palsy, and half his face is
asleep.
Yeah.
So he's on the good side though.
And I've had several friends that have it, so it can either come back, your face gets, it's basically face paralysis. And it can come back in a week. Sometimes it's a month. You just don't know. It depends.
Didn't that happen to like Justin Bieber or somebody? Do you remember that?
Bell, I think so. I think you're right. That was part of his problem was Bell's palsy. It's happened to several as you get older. And it just happens. It can be because you had mono back when you were a kid and now it triggers Bell's palsy. It's a lot of things. So, poor Julio.
So Julio comes up, right, and he's about to jump in the shower, and I look at him, and his energy's like low, and I'm like, something's not wrong with my brother. So he gets showers, dresses up, and I'm like, let me drop you off because I'm gonna be at home today, working in my office. So we're in the car, right, and I can just feel the energy's is off, right, and I'm like, yo, baby bro, you good? Like, what's going on? And I look at him and he turns around and half of his face is like
sagging down.
Wow.
You can tell. Yeah, but it's fine.
But I mean, that's my baby brother, so I'll make fun of him.
Yeah.
So the face the side that's numb looks better than
Frankie was texting me that today. He's like, the side that's numb is better.
But because of family history, right? I'm worried, right? Because like I don't know if you guys see it, but I have a huge scar on my chest.
Yeah, chest hairs.
No, it's like from a triple bypass, right?
All right,
so,
let's move on.
Cholesterol, all that, right? So I'm thinking maybe this
yeah, it could have been, and that was a big worry with me was stroke, because obviously stroke is with your brain, and So, but Bell's palsy, we're gonna make sure that we are monitoring him, and hopefully you get half your face back.
So when we find out that it's not serious, we get in the car and he starts playing I can't feel my face.
Oh my God.
They send me
got a good sense of humor.
Julio was busting on himself, sending pictures from the hospital. And then he sent me the audio of I can't feel, or he sent me the screenshot of the thing on the plane.
And then Jessica's cousin, she's a nurse and she works at the hospital we're at. She's like, "Oh, I'm so glad Julio's okay. Do you guys need anything? I'm like, yeah, condoms and some Viagra." But yeah, long story short, he's good. You know, half his face is numb, but the rest of his brain is dead.
I can still feel titties on my face.
So that's why we went to the strip club. That's why we went to the strip club, because I was like, yo, like, let these strippers like just put them boobies in that face to make sure how much numbness you have in your face.
Yeah, and you were good. You passed.
And it turns out that, you know, he was like, you know, 50-50, and that's where we're late. And I had to get drunk because that's the only way I could, you know.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Worried.
This all makes sense now.
Exactly.
Yeah, we
I was like, I can't feel that one. Let me try another one.
Yeah, we're no longer angry at you for showing up late. That's a good thing.
You're no longer angry. I'll be talking to Francisco in the morning.
Oh no, that's what mom calls me, Francisco, when I'm in trouble.
All right, guys, so let's go back on topic. So today on Facebook, I posted about love bombing because it has been a huge topic on the TikToks. I see it a lot on the Instagrams. And do you know what it is, Juan?
Not really.
So what I find interesting about it, okay, so I went and kind of did my research because I know what people are saying it is. And the problem, I think, because we have so much media coming at us all the time, especially for that 20s and 30-year-old crowd, and even the young girls and guys on the TikToks and social media, period, is that they hyper focus on a word to where now they think everything is love bombing because they really haven't really come into that part of themselves where they can see those red flags.
Correct.
However, fair enough, there are things that are love bombing that you can look for, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's a fine line that we have to figure out between, is this just normal, romantic, this guy's being very sweet, just, you know, romance.
A gentleman.
And romance, I think when those things are consistent throughout a relationship, that's devotion, right?
Yeah.
That's building devotion with someone, building a relationship. Love bombing tends to be a form of abuse, which is a narcissist basically manipulating you in order to have that control. And what happens is that, and where the red flags are, this is within days or a week of going on that first date. Nonstop, good morning, beautiful. I want to build a whole life with you. I want to take you traveling. All things that people get to in a relationship. And that's not to say you don't know maybe sooner, but not that soon. They make them romantic dinners, all these things. And love bombing can go either way, guys. I think it's put on the men. It's blamed on the men like a lot of things, right? But really, women can love bomb too. And then what happens is the person on the receiving end of this love bombing feels more stuck because now this person's been so nice to them. They're building them up. And maybe we're missing that red flag because we have a need, you know, we want a relationship, whatever that is. And that's why I think it affects younger people more, but older people too, depending on your situation. And therefore, when that just stops all of a sudden, you never get another cooked dinner. Really, it's about the control as to where true, genuine love and trust and romancing someone kind of is an evolving thing of getting to know someone and showing those acts continuously throughout a relationship. What do you guys think?
I mean, you know how this generation is. I feel like they label everything.
Be careful.
I feel like everything's labeled.
I agree.
You know, and I told you this. I said when I like somebody, like I want to text every day or at least talk every other day.
Yeah, because some of that is romance. You know? However, I think, Frankie, like, I think you can kind of tell with these people because they're kind of going to flip things and they're going to create a fake reality that becomes very clear pretty quick. The problem is you're already hooked as a male or female on the receiving end, and now you can't get out of it. And then the true narcissistic. Have you guys ever been, Juan, anybody speak up in a narcissistic relationship?
So basically love bombing is when like they just shower you with
gifts
or attention
I told him already.
to manipulate you.
Yeah,
she just said that.
But it's like
But I want Juan's
I don't think so much like that. I just do.
Juan, what do you think?
I don't know. I've never been in that situation, so
yeah. I just think you kind of have to look. I mean, narcissist. What ends up happening, and I think for listeners out there, viewers, is that you have to kind of look at things and see if you're questioning your own reality within, a month in, 2 months in, because that's what happens. So if you go to a narcissist who's now love bombed you, right?
Yeah.
And you're sitting there and, you need to talk to them because they did something you didn't like. And they're like, what are you talking about? Well, look at what you were doing. That didn't happen. And all of a sudden you're now going, and that can happen with family, friends. It doesn't have to be a partnership, right? And now you're sitting there going, wait, did I do something wrong? Wait, did that happen?
How do you know when it's love bombing? Is it because they use it against you? Do they bring it up? Do they say, I did this for you? What's going on? Like,
yes.
Because I'm a giver. So I'm never gonna be like, I'm never gonna be like,
Frankie, your intent.
I took you to this, I did this, that.
Relax.
I'll never do that.
I think what you're missing is that a normal, like if I'm dating someone, first of all, if I'm dating someone and they're texting me nonstop, like the first time we go on a date, I'm done. I get freaked out. I do get freaked out.
Oh, but come on. Women want attention, and when they get it, it's like, it's too much.
No, I said
which one is it? Like, Frankie, text me, call me, but then don't do it too much?
Frank the Tank, chill out.
No, but I'm saying, which one is it? Like, women want this, want that, and then when it's given, it's like, oh, it's too much.
Hold on, I set my standards and my balance. You're making a broad assumption about the women you've dated. Don't make that broad assumption about me.
Well, you calm down.
Well, don't come at me like that.
I'm not coming at that. He is making a generally correct statement.
Okay, fair, but that statement is not about me. Like,
I'm generalizing.
I let somebody, I kind of set that boundary of like, I'm cool, and I lead that in that direction, and they lead it with me, and yeah, I don't like the over attention right away. I get very, very freaked out.
You said right away. So eventually you do want it or no?
Sure, as things grow. But so I don't want somebody I've just gone on a date with up my fucking ass.
So if I really like you and I want to text you every day because I really like you and I'm a genuine guy and I'm a gentleman, I want to take you out to eat and I want to do all this stuff to you. I mean, for you. I mean, I'm saying so.
Psycho.
So who
Boil
says
the bunny?
But this is what the problem is. It's like everybody puts a certain timeline on it.
But
like, if I like you, I like you.
Hold on, some girls love that. I think, Frankie, you got to be like in tune with a girl. I think you can take a relationship and go down the road and do all those things. Not everybody wants that right away. That's different from love bombing because I know your intention. You're not going to turn around and narcissism. I've been in a relationship that's very narcissistic.
Okay.
I've also been in relationships that are extremely volatile, and narcissism hurts way worse. I can tell you, and it is. You will absolutely know when you start to realize, and you'll definitely when the unbrainwashing happens. Know. So I mean, I'm trying to give Frankie. I think just people out there, hey. If this is happening in this amount of time, you can kind of tell. They'll start to make you feel crazy very quickly.
What do I always say about women's intuition?
Okay, I'm still answering your
right?
question. I think I'm going to answer your question like you asked. You brought this up. I think what you're trying to do is you really love big, and I think that's amazing. I'm not taking that away from you. And some girls might be really cool with you loving big right away. I think you can kind of feel that out because some girls like me, from the time I liked boys, that freaked me out. It just freaked me out. But then once I'm in, I get like really excited about that stuff. But it takes me a little bit to get there, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Oh, I totally agree.
And I think communicating with a guy is key because they can't read your mind.
But the problem that I have is that when people learn all these new terms,
I agree
all
with
of
that.
a sudden it's like, he's love bombing me.
I agree with that.
It's like, I like you. Can I pick you up? Can I take you out to dinner? Can I text you every day? Because I like you. But all of a sudden, people are like, he's manipulating me.
Hold on. I agree. I just said that at the beginning. I agree with you 1,000%. And I think the problem is we take these things, and because of the TikToks, the Instagrams, the Facebooks, all of that, you got this hyper focus of reels, love bomb, narcissist, blah, blah, blah. Well, not everybody's a narcissist.
It's like the term of gaslighting, right? People are like, oh,
exactly.
Gaslighting. And all of a sudden, you like think everybody's gaslighting. Yeah.
And there are I think there is not one of us in this room that has not gaslit somebody, and there's one-off instances. And we're all guilty of that. There's a big difference between that and being a true narcissist, right?
Correct.
So I am 100%.
But all this stuff has negative like
impact.
Like, yeah, 100%. But it has like malicious intent. So sometimes people tend to like bundle all that in when it isn't malicious. Like if I like you and I'm texting you every day, like, hey, beautiful, how are you? Like, what you doing today? He's like, oh my God, this guy's texting me every day. It's like, because I like you. It's not I'm trying to manipulate you. Like, calm down.
Then that's a conversation. If you know you're like that, and not all girls nowadays like that, especially with social media, like you're saying, you might have to say, hey, I really like texting every day. And we're going to move on from this.
Women want that, but then when they get it, they all fucking, I'm sorry, they freaking label it a certain thing. So it's like, women, accept what you like,
and men,
accept what you like. Don't label it. Listen to your instincts and let it play out.
Or
because you can tell when there's a narcissist, you can tell when it's a stalker, and you can tell when someone is genuine.
Well, then ID channel wouldn't exist because we can't always tell.
I have a comment.
Just saying, like,
okay, I want to hear Scott's comment.
I love the hat you're wearing, Frankie. It looks super good.
Oh yeah, guys. As I said, they did come in their Tribe Called Jess hats. They did wear them, and we sold out of them. And Jeff and I will be talking merch this week. So if you are loving the merchandise, the tank, I know people have requested hoodies, crop sweatshirts I requested for myself. Please DM me. Let me know. I know a lot of feedback was given to me on Facebook, so I super appreciate that. And we will have merch rolled out soon, right, Jeff? We think so, or ideas?
Yeah, as soon as I can get my Filipino assistant that I hired to knock all these things out.
Stop using sweatshops.
I need to. I have so much work that needs to get done. I need to find a sweatshop to hook up with.
Oh my God!
You got recommendations?
My cousins.
Oh, good. Yeah, can you hook up with your cousins?
I got you, bro. I got you, bro.
Thank you.
Keep it local.
All right, so we're gonna have to wrap up soon, but I want to come back to this to a couple things. One is, and I have a whole thing, guys, next week that I want the audience hear this real quick. First one is, and I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but we're not going to talk about it today because I have content for it. Is soft launching your relationship. I cannot wait to talk about this next week. I did a ton of research, and I'm like, I am not in the know, and I feel like I usually am in the know. Well, okay, I'm not going to say my comments. The next one is I saw a hilarious reel on the TikToks about the younger generation is starting a trend about mastering dating, and it's taking themselves out on dates. I'm like, wait, what? So we're gonna address that next week.
Did you say mastering dating or masturbating?
So, no, exactly. Well, that's the play on words.
Is what they call it.
Yeah. It's a play on words. It's master dating.
Oh, you're joking, really?
Because they take out themselves, so it's like
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So it's self-pleasure.
This anchor that was, I want to save it for next week, guys, but the anchor that was delivering this reel and trying to tell the news story literally almost fell off the couch on live TV. So it was hilarious. But last week, we're gonna table that. That's coming up next week. A lot to say on that. But I asked you, Scott, I want your participation you guys said, I'm the only one that said I didn't believe in love at first sight. Ooh. You said you didn't believe in, you said your wiener, Julio, your wiener believes in love at first sight.
Wiener at first sight.
I respect that ish.
He said, well, my wiener tells me I like it. Do you believe in love at first sight, Juan?
I do.
No.
I do too. We talked about this yesterday.
Thank you. Juan, Julio, this side of the room. Okay, so Scott, why do you believe in love at first sight? And then
it's like you said, it's energy. It's a combination of a bunch of stuff.
Okay. Jeff, I know you don't believe in love at first sight. I don't even have to ask you. Am I correct?
Not really. I mean, I believe in being attracted to someone at first sight, but not love at first sight.
And Frankie, why? And within a short time, because I'm going to allow us 10 more minutes to go over. Why?
I'm a big I believe in like being romantic. I believe in love. So if I see a beautiful woman, like maybe gorgeous eyes, nice body, I could be like, ooh, I'm in love.
Sounds like you're in Wiener and First Sight as well.
No, because it's not down there. It's up here.
I'm just
Jessica,
playing.
my eyes are up here.
All right, guys. So my answer. Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
John wants to tell you if he believes that in love at first sight.
Your number one fan.
Give me a second, guys. So I believe in energy at first sight. I don't believe in love at first sight, and this is why. And I'll take John's call. Love is action to me. Love is not it is a noun, but to me, love is action, right? And it's grown and built through action over time. But I do believe in energy at first sight. I believe that those connective energies, when you vibrate on such a vibe with someone, is so strong. You can sometimes even feel that energy when they're not around. And I believe those connections are not always forever. But to me, they're like, I can't forget those connections I've had in a lifetime, but I can move on from love. So, and I can move on from those connections, but they're deep, they're bonded. And I wouldn't call that love though, because to me, love is action and built. Okay, John,
you just
how
said
you
love
doing?
is a noun.
No,
So it
I
can't
said
be action.
I said love can be either. I define love as a verb.
Okay.
It's action. Did you want me to talk to John?
Are you there?
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody
What's
doing?
up, buddy?
Hey,
How's it
John,
going?
how you doing?
Hey. Let me get a rundown first. Hey, Frank, what's up?
We got to be pretty
I hope
quick,
you had
John.
fun
We're
at the strip
running.
club tonight.
Hey, John, we're running
All right,
out of time.
all right.
So go ahead, tell me what you got to say.
Yeah, I know. All right, love at first sight. It can happen because I fell in love one time at a CVS because she bought me a Red Bull and she didn't know
Was
who
she
I
buying
was.
Plan B?
Right.
Was it
So
with
I
your-
was like, hey, yo. I was like, this must be heaven sent. So, we dated for like 10 months and, it went well, man.
Whoa.
But then,
I love it.
it didn't last. But, hey, it can happen.
And you would think that
And
was
another
love?
thing, I hope, huh?
You thought that was love at
He's-
first
Oh,
sight?
Was it
what
with
he
your
said.
heart or wiener?
It was a solid 10 months. It was a solid
Dude,
10
you don't
months.
think that was
I
more
mean,
a
it was great
sexual
10 months of my life.
connection? It wasn't as sexual. You think it was love, like love.
She bought him a Red Bull, and he said
No, it
he
was
fell in
sexual
love.
connection.
It was
But it was a
sexual.
great 10
Thank
months.
you. That's what I was. I was. Hey, I'm glad
Yeah.
John,
It was-
I am so
Hey, and
glad you
before
had
I
good
go-
sex for
before I
10
go-
months. Yeah.
Before I go, blessings to my man that has Bell's palsy because my homie went through that a month
Thanks, man.
ago,
Appreciate it.
and everything will be fine. It'll
Yes,
come back.
It will.
I finally found out how to see this live through the Wylde Network, so I'm not asking what's going on. I see what's going on. And Frank, you hang in there, buddy. I know that strip club was good tonight. You hang in there. You have a good night.
Oh, God.
And Jeff.
Yeah.
And before I go, Jeff, are
Yeah.
you going to ever accept my friend request? Because the other people in the room have. And so I'm going to call you out right now because everybody else has. And I got good
John,
content.
he hasn't accepted mine
in
yet.
all fairness, I have almost 1,000 friend requests that are sitting there, and I will go through them.
But 1,000 people don't have the swagger or the flavor that I have.
I will
And
accept
they don't call
it.
into your
So
show.
that's what I'm saying.
I told
you
John.
don't know 1,000 people
Hold
better
on,
than
John.
me.
I do
Jeff,
remember
you better
telling.
accept my friend request before you accept his.
Yeah, really,
I'm
Jeff.
still on waiting
Hey,
too.
John, I promise
He's
before I
talking about her,
leave.
not me.
I promise. Hey guys, I promise before I leave the studio
Hey, shout
tonight,
out to the rest of y'all in there that accepted that, though, man. Big up to y'all. I'm
you.
a
Have a
party
good
with
night,
y'all
John.
soon.
Thank you so
Okay?
much.
I'm
All right,
by
guys.
y'all around.
John, thank you. Have a great night, and I'll accept it before
right.
I leave the studio. I promise.
I'll make sure of that, John. Thanks for calling.
Lies.
I got you, bro.
Y'all
I got you, bro.
Okay, John, have a great night, and thank you so much for calling in. All right, guys, real quick to wrap it up. I always like to wrap it up on something funny. Oshi. Boy. I like to wrap it up on something funny, and I was watching a reel, and it was this girl explaining how to self-talk yourself in Miami and New York because you have to constantly be a 10 to get into clubs, right? And they were talking about, and I'm old now, guys. I accept it. Like, whatever. I'll buy my way into a club. And so anyway, they're like talking about tens, and I get it. You're in there, whatever. And so I call Frankie, and I'm like, wait a second. I buy my own tables, my own bottles. I've taken care of myself for the most part since I was 17 years old, for the most part. And so when I walk in a club, I got to look at 5s and 6s, but you guys get 10s. Not fair. What do we think of this? Come on, clubs. Let some 10s in there so I have eye candy, because I can absolutely pay for myself.
Frankie's a 10.
Listen, this is what I told Jessica.
It was so
and it
funny.
goes back to our old conversation we had on a podcast. The reason why it's not 10 males, first of all, because they're the ones that be spending the money.
Yeah.
And second of all, because women can't handle when the guy looks better than them.
You're right.
I think as you get older, you can more so, but I guess in that age group, no, you can't. And then finally, before we wrap it up, if you have to check your person's location on their phone, end that relationship, end it. Why are you doing that? Stop making this so normalized. Unless you're watching and making sure they're okay.
That's good.
Guys, if I have to babysit a grown-ass man, goodbye. Like, there's another grown-ass man that'll act like a grown-ass man. Same with women. So stop checking people. Do something better with your energy. There's so much more to life than stressing about a dude or a chick.
Do you share your location with anyone?
I don't even know how, but I would if I was going somewhere. But I'm not, I never would, my partner have ever said, give me your location. Fuck that. Like, go out, have a good time. Now, if they're going on like a wilderness tour and they need me to have it or something, okay, fair. But like, I'm just like watching this on all the reels, and I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, I really appreciate you, Juan, being here tonight. We loved having you in studio. I want you to come back and talk more smack with us. I'll have you bring up questions and subjects. And we appreciate it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you. Tune in next week. Take good care, guys. Later.